Well, let's cut across to the Global Business Forum in Goa as Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar is speaking on defence indigenization.
Department which did the job in 10 months. So you can be very sure that government can deliver. War is meant for sports event and not for conferences. But we found that after the event which we held for Portuguese speaking Lusophonia games, its utility was more understood by people as a conferencing and entertainment, because it can hold about 8,000 people and there is no such other hall in Goa. The sound system probably may have some echo, for which I apologize in advance because of my involvement in getting this hall. Amol introduced me that I passed with flying colors. I don't know what is flying colors in IIT. But nonetheless, with the first attempt I passed. Except that we realized that we will not get entry to post-graduation, which also I did for some time, maybe 2 or 3 semesters. I don't put it as my degree because that can create a lot of controversy. I only claim to be B.Tech. And I still remember when IIT conferred me the Distinguished Alumni Award, they took a decision in Senate which said that Parrikar should be given this for his social activity. He is Chief Minister of a state, first IITian to get that. You will find IITians everywhere, from music to NGOs, from water to space. But they had not seen an IITian swimming into rough waters of politics. So they thought that I am fit. They decided I get this award and then started checking my details. After 2 days, I get a frantic phone call saying that तुम्हारा नाम नहीं मिल रहा है. So I was also wondering, मेरे पास तो डिग्री है, डेफिनेट है, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन कंप्लीट नहीं किया इसके लिए डिग्री नहीं मिला, लेकिन अंडर ग्रेजुएशन का डेफिनेट डिग्री है, तो ये क्या हो रहा है. Then it struck me at night time that my official name is Prabhu Parrikar, and probably they were searching for Parrikar, so they were not getting my name in the computer. So when I told them next day, in 5 minutes I was told that we are relieved that your name is there as a graduate of IIT Bombay. So flying colors or otherwise, I passed out and did not enter politics. Was never interested in entering politics. Somehow was pushed into this. And the rest is history. For one thing I can tell you about politics before we go for Make in India. Indian voters are very smart, contrary to the belief that many people hold that Indian voters can be taken by caste, creed, religion. I, for example, have always found, because if you go by caste factor, no one imagined that I could become a chief minister. Leave aside chief minister, probably even an MLA of this state. It's a minuscule percentage, maybe 1 or 2% of the total voter strength. So no one gave me chance of being seen as a chief minister. But people judge you by performance. And I remember one incident which happened with me when I started my business, which incidentally is hydraulics. A lot of people ask me how a metallurgist entered a hydraulic line. I'll not go into the story of it, but can tell you one very fundamental basic logic. every line in a engineering, basic engineering at least, is defined by one or two laws. In metallurgy we say that if you remember iron-carbon diagram, which I remember still, after 35 years of contact with metallurgy, then you can have full metallurgy at your feet. You can interpret everything from this basic principle of iron-carbon diagram. I found similar principle in hydraulics, and that is called as Pascal's law. Probably it applies to politics also. If you apply pressure anywhere in the fluid, it transmits through the fluid equally and everywhere. So I learnt my hydraulics through this. But about people, I remember one very important factor. When I started my business, I went to Mumbai market. It was initial days, and it has not changed much for small and medium scale enterprises or tiny enterprises. It is same even today. The difficulties every small scale industry expresses to me were the same difficulties which I faced. You have to be rolled one into all. You have to be accountant, you have to be... Yesterday, one entrepreneur told me that when you do your business, you are not worried much about accounts, because he was told that you get your business in profit. That is the first. Why are you bothered about income tax before even making profit? But now he realizes that probably he should have, because interpretation of various aspects are done by various departments differently, and he is getting notices after notices from income tax department. I told him, don't worry, even I get notices. But when I went to the market, initially I realized that to purchase a certain item, I used to go personally in the market. I have moved around in Mumbai, in Crawford Market and all other areas on foot, and know details about gullies there. When I purchased something from one person and took out my checkbook, he said, sorry, we don't accept checkbooks. I felt insulted, because I never allowed my check to be bounced, never cheated anyone. I went to another one and purchased that component from him by paying him cash, because the first person, probably I felt I am insulted. But when I was sleeping, I realized that he was perfectly right. My integrity, my character was not known to him. Indian political voters, in Indian politics, voters, if you put up your character perfectly before them, they will not hesitate voting you. But do not expect, just because you are IIT graduate or you are PhD from some top institution, that they will accept you on spot. The same gentleman who refused me in the first instant, in years to come, they never asked me for payment, because he knew that it will automatically come. On a telephone he would supply the material. So it's trust which needs to be built. And for Make in India also, the most important aspect which is probably lacking is the trust. And this of course happened because the earlier situation or the group of people probably did not believe in this. There are so many issues which comes to me. Someone comes and tells me that what do I do? One gentleman came and asked me in general that I know few people who want to declare that they paid kickbacks 10 years back, 8 years back. I said, I can't do anything at this stage. Let's see as things go. But people today want to come out clean. People want to be part of the current dispensation by ensuring that if any thing which has been done wrong by them should be considered as compulsion of the job. I think this factor needs to be taken into consideration when we go for Make in India. I don't intend to express everything how it will be done, but I'm working out some mechanism by which those who fell to some wrong practice earlier without proper knowledge or without understanding the implication of it probably should have some way out, because Make in India is a very important aspect of the current government's policy, and if one department where it can be a success, it is Defence Ministry. The reason of success is not to be goaded upon, or the reason is that we didn't do anything earlier. The past non-performance is giving us opportunity of performance now. If you have 70% imported component in your procurement, directly or indirectly, you have a wide scope of selecting. And Make in India for me is, as a defense minister, has number of reasons why should be pushed. One, of course, is a security reason. No country will like to be dependent on someone else when in time of odd or war, and no one likes war. I make it clear. I make it so clear because otherwise the next statement can be construed as Parrikar loves war or wants.
All right, that was the Defence Minister, of course, taking us through as to why really Make in India is one of the crucial initiatives of the Defence Ministry, also very categorically pointing out that as far as the Make in India success is concerned, Defence Ministry is a place where that success is going to be very, very critical and is going to be something that can actually be a promising opportunity. Why so? Essentially pointing out that it's essentially the past non-performance that would really lead to the performance as far as Make in India is concerned. He was also enlisting on a whole host of aspects as to why really Make in India would make factor, which of course is very critical. He says that there are a lot of opportunities that are there currently, pointing out also that there is a change in the dispensation. Let's hear it, what else he is about to point out as far as Make in India is concerned. All right, we